Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
I talk first.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another exciting, expendable, I was trying to come up with some kind of thing, and I stumbled at it. Splendorific. Excellent and splendorific and splendorful and terrific episode of Two Geeks and a Microphone, where we love to make up words all the time. All right. Well... Welcome, everybody. I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with my illustrious co-host, Mr. Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom land.
Hey, man, what a week. What a week. Man, this has been a full week of geekdom, and today we're going to talk about Hawkeye episode number 5, which is pretty exciting. I'm not going to say anything at the moment because I don't want to do spoilers, but man, there's a big spoiler I want to talk about for sure. Pardon the pun.
Yeah.
Big spoiler.
I got kind of told this week that we need to make sure and give our spoiler alert before we go into spoiler territory. I guess we haven't been doing as good a job of that lately. So, although I think if you're listening to these Hawkeye episodes, you should really get the idea that this is going to be filled with spoilers. But you know what? We'll do it. We'll do it.
Right. So yeah, we do talk spoilers, but we'll make sure we be better about that. Sorry, everybody.
Right. I apologize.
All right. Well, so Hawkeye, this is what's the term? Penultimate episode. It's the next to the last one, I think is the term.
I don't know if that's the term or not, but it is the next to the last one. I don't know. I'm not as good with the $3 words that you are.
Wait, penultimate. That's a $4 word.
Okay. Nice.
Every syllable is $1. That's how that works.
Oh, okay. That's how it works. All right. Every syllable is $1, huh? All right.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's a $14 word right there, by golly.
Holy Nikes. So let's see, much more better.
I think some English folks may say betterer. Our $3 word is not a word at all.
Well, in fact, I know one for sure says that our word is not a word at all.
Right. They're asking a $3 refund off that word. All right. Well, all right, here we go. Hawkeye, initial impressions. We'll say what we liked about it and then kind of go from there without going into spoilers. And then we will go into spoilers. So we'll do a quick review. But yeah, with the show, kind of, we do talk spoilers as we go through it. So we'll make sure we give that warning. All right, Mike, you want to go first on your impressions?
Sure.
On this episode?
First impressions, I was like, well, as far as action goes, this wasn't as action packed as the last couple episodes have been.
Okay.
But as far as story development, I mean, we did have a little bit of action in this, but it just wasn't quite what we had seen previously. But I thought that the story development and character introduction, which I won't say yet, but I think that made up for lack of action.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So if you had to give it a rating, let's just give it a rating. I feel like giving this one a rating.
Okay. We haven't done that for every one of these episodes, but
I guess we haven't. We're so used to doing it for like overall. and then also for movies. So
Well, I don't know. When we did our breakdowns of each of the Bad Batch episodes, we gave each one of those a rating. But
that's true. That's true.
I
That's
think
true.
I think we got caught up in a few episodes and just forgot to give them ratings.
Right. Yeah. So if you're curious about those episodes, everybody, we do have those episodes on podcast, any podcast platform that you use. You can find Two Geeks and a Microphone. We're on just almost everything, not quite everything, but a lot. So if you want to go back and listen to the Bad Batch episodes, those were fun. Those were fun to do.
Those were a lot of fun.
Yeah, they were.
And we got Book of Boba Fett coming up.
Yeah.
So excited about Boba Fett.
Yeah, I do want to say that, Mike, I really appreciate the effort that you're doing to try to get some special guests for those. That's all we can say because we haven't confirmed anything.
Yeah, I don't want to say who yet, but there is a possibility of a special guest for that one. And man, yeah, I want to say who it is, but I don't want to give it up until we know for sure.
Right.
I won't say he or she, they will be able to make it or not.
Right. Now, are we going to go live, or are we going to record, or what's normally with these kind of guests, we record, we don't go live with them.
I haven't talked to the guest about going live yet, so I think we're going to have to discuss that with that person.
With them.
Yeah, with them. And if they're fine with going live, we go live. If not, then we'll record it, and it'll just be released as the regular podcast then,
Okay.
So forth. But we'll see what happens.
Okay, so do we want to give a number on this one, or just keep going?
I would give this with the character reveal, and I won't say yet who it is because I don't want to spoil anything yet, but with the character reveal, I think I would give this 4.5 trick arrows out of 5.
Ooh, okay.
If we didn't get the character reveal, I would have had to go a 4 on this one. But yeah, this goes pretty high up because of the character reveal.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay. So I really enjoyed this episode. In fact, I still continue to maintain that each episode gets better than the one before.
It was definitely good.
This one was really good because you're right about all stories. I mean, this was really all about story. And I mean, we did have a little bit of action, but it really answered some questions, laid the framework for the last episode as well. So in answering some questions, it revealed certain characters, which was incredible, phenomenal. We'll discuss those. I would say the story with the bringing back from the last episode 4 into this one, Yelena, we got some really fun interaction with her.
Yes, we did,
which was really interesting. And seeing the conflict of information and how information is used with characters within the story was really, really good. And coming to answering the question much more betterer, to go back to what we said earlier, about the involvement of Kate's mom. And you're still curious and you're still wondering to what extent, what interaction she has. There's still questions there a little bit to a certain extent.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit more when we.
Yeah, I'm trying not to give too much, and I'm not, kind of thing. Right. This I'll probably give it. I would say with the character reveal. Yeah, that kicked it up a notch. I would say because it was just story, I was going to give it 4 out of 5, but you got to give another half point for that that character reveal because it was just explosive.
I agree.
And it makes me even looking forward even more so to the last episode, which should be the case. It should make you want to see, and I really want to see.
And next week's the season finale, so yeah.
I loved how you texted me. I can't wait for next week.
That was so good. I was like, oh my gosh, now I just got to see how this wraps up,
Right.
So All right, so are we going into spoilerific territory now?
Yeah, once you set up, we're okay because we always talk spoilers. I love spoilers. If you don't want any spoilers or you want to come back to this episode on our YouTube or Facebook, Twitch, it pops up. It stays up for a couple of weeks, but then it automatically tailors off. So if you want to come back to the Facebook page or our YouTube channel, it'll be there. So
And then, of course, you can always download the podcast. It's released on Fridays. So
yes, yeah. Well, these
well,
this
yeah.
one will release today. Well, actually, yeah.
Good correction. Hawkeye, we will get it out either today or tomorrow.
Mhm.
So yeah, it'll be available this weekend. Then our regular episode, because we consider these bonus episodes.
That's correct.
Our regular episodes will they get released on Fridays. So.
What's our regular episode for next Friday?
Spider-Man No Way Home.
I know.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Right?
Oh, it's kind of hard doing the Hawkeye episode because I mean, as good as the Hawkeye episode was,
Right.
Spider-Man just blew everything away.
Right.
But we'll get into that in a little bit.
Right. We
right.
will go live with that, and then we will go live here in a little while, I guess, talking about that, and that will be spoiler filled for sure.
Definitely. All right. So if you're listening and you do not want spoilers, at this point, you need to stop the podcast, go watch Hawkeye episode 5. I don't know what the title was. Did you get a title on this one? I think they're all titled, aren't they?
They are all titled. Why don't you play the spoiler thing? And by the time we get to the spoiler thing,
episode 5 of Hawkeye, and here's our spoiler alert.
I love our spoiler alert.
I'll have a sip of coffee while it's playing. All right, we are in spoilerific territory.
All right. So real quick, the episode was entitled Ronin. Fitting.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was
very
fitting.
Very fitting.
Great fight at the end. Fabulous fight at the end. And here's the, I guess we should have read the synopsis before we went to the spoilers, but
that's right.
Okay. So in 2018, Belova and fellow Black Widow Sonya visit a woman named Annie who has been helping deprogram Black Widows. While there, Belova becomes victim of the blip. In present day, Bishop returns to her mother's house and tells her about Duquesne. Is that how they're saying it? Duquesne?
I think that's right.
Shell Corporation leading Eleanor to call the NYPD and have him arrested. Bishop returns to her apartment where she finds Belova waiting for her before the latter reveals her past and mission to kill Barton. Meanwhile, after recovering at Grill's apartment, Barton visits an Avengers memorial to apologize to Natasha Romanoff for what he is about to do. He dons the Ronin suit and confronts Lopez at the auto shop where he killed her father. During the fight, he unmasks himself and attempts to convince her to let go of her vendetta and leave his family alone. He reveals that an informant working for Lopez's boss wanted her father dead, but Lopez initially disbelieves him. Bishop arrives to help Barton escape, while Lopez becomes suspicious of Kazi due to his absence on the right of her father's death. The next day, Belova texts Bishop, revealing that she was hired by Eleanor to kill Barton and that Eleanor is working with Lopez's uncle, who Barton identifies as, I'm not saying it.
The character reveal.
And I want to save that to our because we're going to, that's fitting for an ending discussion.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I know. Okay, so
go ahead.
There's a lot in there. The whole, let me say this, the whole thing about the blip at the beginning where Belova, they try to help someone. That was okay. That was, okay. You find out, I've been working on my own. I've been doing these deals and this is your place. You can afford this. Yeah. Cause I'm a hired assassin.
Right.
I was like, oh, so then Belova starts doing it. Do we call her the new Black Widow or White Widow? What do we call her?
Well, she's Black Widow.
Okay.
I mean, no matter what, she's a Black Widow because they're
True.
all of them are Black Widows.
Yeah, good call.
You know,
Okay.
uh, N- N- Natasha.
Natasha.
Natasha's not the only Black Widow. Natasha's the Black Widow when it comes to the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
But as we learned in the Black Widow movie, there are many Black Widows because
That's true.
he
Mhm.
brainwashed and trained. I don't know. I don't know if you'd say hundreds. I don't know how many there are, but there's a
Oh,
bunch.
she's tons, right?
Yeah, there's tons of them.
Yeah, I think it was nice in this episode of Hawkeye where they did kind of a callback to she's out there trying to free more Black Widows under that control.
Right.
And I thought, that's good. So, yeah, good thing we did the spoilers, thing. Spoiler alert for Black Widow if you haven't yet seen Black Widow.
And we did do a Black Widow episode too.
We did, by golly. So, it kind of did the blip, and I was kind of confused. What's going on? And I was like, oh, they're introducing.
Oh, I got it right off. I was like, oh, okay, we're. I mean, I was slightly confused, but then I was like, oh, wait, this is during, or well, this is before the blip. Maybe I am confused.
Right. I think it was before the blip, and then the blip
Right.
happened.
Right.
And it does make it seem, I think, motivation wise, one of the things I struggled with was, and I think a lot of people did in game, was Black Widow sacrificed herself for Barton, and that's part of the trauma or the stuff that is revealed in this episode.
Right.
If Natasha's sister Belova got blipped, then it does help me understand, I think, that sacrifice that Natasha makes. Because then it's not only is she sacrificed herself for the Avengers, and even for Barton, realistically, but she's also sacrificing herself for her sister to bring her sister back.
Yeah, I see that, and I agree with that because she, as much as she kind of fought the family thing during the Black Widow movie, she really had a connection with her family, and she cared for them, and she wanted to save them as much as she could. So yeah, I agree. I think it was partially for her family. I think Natasha has a good heart, and she wants to try and do the best she can for her family. So I agree. I agree totally.
Yeah, I think it helped me with some of the motivation behind some of that. I mean, yeah, all right, she's a hero. She sacrifices herself. Okay. But it just brought more weight, I think. There was just a reveal. Oh, wow. Then she was like, where's her sister? Kind of a thing. And then
But here's the question. So, maybe we shouldn't get quite there yet. Hold on. Yeah, just go on. Sorry.
Okay. Well, that was okay. At the beginning and stuff, and then we see Bishop at her mom's house, at her mom's place, and then there's the whole thing where, he's not a good guy. We found this. He has a shell corporation and all this stuff. And I loved how he says he's getting arrested or whatever. He comes back, and he's like, "I've never worked a day in my life."
Spoken like a true rich
Schnob kind of guy. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I said, definitely you've worked, because I was like, you're a pretty good swordsman. So just saying.
Well, that doesn't mean he's worked. That means,
Right. I don't have any business. I don't have a shell corporation. I don't know what you're talking about.
So I can work at, I'm so rich that I can work at becoming a great swordsman.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Did you think, this is where I want to get into Kate's mom a little bit. In this scene, the way the actress acted that, did it look like it could have been all a ruse for Kate?
Ooh, I didn't pick up on that. I was thinking
maybe. Yeah, well, there was just something about it, or maybe that's just my own thing of saying no. Her mom's really the big bad guy.
Well, see, I honestly think that Kate's mom, and I always forget her name. I'm sorry. I've been thinking
Eleanor.
Eleanor, thank you. I've been thinking that Eleanor may have had Jack arrested. But the way you said that, it's like, well, okay, maybe she did have him arrested, but it was all for show, period.
Right.
I didn't really think about that, but now that you say that, I don't know. I might have to rewatch the episode now.
I think part of it was just too convenient that as soon as Kate walks in,
You-
okay, we are now arresting you for having this shell corporation and fraud and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, I bet you those cops aren't really cops.
Yeah, maybe they're Hydra.
Right. Well, the only reason I say that is that's how I felt there. And then now that we've had something happen at the end, what we'll get to, it had me think, oh, yeah, that definitely may have been just for show for Kate to throw her off.
Yeah, they may be gang henchmen.
Yeah, I think I think
To a
they're
particular person.
yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Okay. So so when Kate gets back to her apartment, what are your thoughts on this? Tell me your story about this one.
I loved when she comes in the apartment and Yelena's there, and she makes macaroni and cheese. She makes box craft macaroni and cheese, and just brags about how good it is. It's like, really, it's just box craft macaroni and cheese.
Hey, my son eats that at least once a week, and
No, that's
cook-
fine.
he
There's
now
nothing
cooks it
wrong with
himself.
it, but it's not like, I'm like, first of all, it's not super hard to make. It's super easy to make, and second of all, it's just Kraft macaroni and cheese. It's nothing
Right.
spectacular. Okay, so I thought that
Right.
was hilarious. I loved it.
I loved it. How my favorite part was, it almost could be a meme at where it comes in and she hears the noise and she throws something in, and Yelena catches it, and she catches what was thrown at her, and then she pops her head out. She goes, "Hi."
Oh yeah. I think she threw the siracha at her. I think that's
Is that what that was?
I'm pretty sure it was the sriracha. Because then later, when Yelena asked her if she ate her fill, and she's like, "Good, I'm putting the hot sauce on mine."
Right.
She used the sriracha, which good choice in hot sauce. I like sriracha. So,
Do you?
yes.
Do you? I'm not quite a sriracha guy yet. But I can't handle hot stuff anymore. It stinks.
I love sriracha.
I hate getting older.
It does suck. I'll tell you that. But you can't really avoid it. So,
right.
I mean, you can, but the alternative sucks too. So,
Yep. So here, I loved who dubbed it this. I think it was one of the YouTubers, because I love watching other people's reviews and stuff, especially Emergency Awesome and stuff. They call it Girls Night. It was called Girls Night. The two of the, and I like that. I like that telling of it, because here they are talking and having some moments, and I thought it was really interesting. And just that interaction was played out really well.
Yeah, I think if Yelena wasn't out to kill Clint, I think Kate could accept her as a friend, actually. But it's that point, she knows that Yelena is out to kill Clint. She's like, "No, I don't trust you," But you could see it, I think there was something there where she wants to trust her, you know what I mean? But she's like, "No, you're out to kill my best friend," or who she says is her best friend.
Right.
Who she likes to tell everyone is her best friend.
Right. Yeah, I love that. Yep. Here's the thing. I enjoyed the fact that at the end, Kate got Yelena thinking. Did you ever ask who hired you and why? And the information that they give you? Kind of a thing.
And what did I say?
What did you say?
I said that her mom hired Yelena.
You did. Yeah. Dude, you were on a roll this week.
I know this week. I didn't get everything right, but we'll get there.
Even I'm just saying.
Some of that bleeds over into Spider-Man. So
It does. It does. I don't want to.
Which I love. We actually had a connection between Hawkeye and Spider-Man. And I am so excited.
Yes. We might have to say that for our spoiler part of Spider-Man.
Right. Well, I mean, once we give the reveal in this episode, it's anyone that knows Spider-Man and Marvel characters is going to know the connection. So,
right. It was great. Okay, so yes, you were right that.
What did you just say?
All right, everybody, we're getting this recorded. Here we go, doing it again. Mike, you were right. How's that sound? Is that good for you?
That sounds good.
Right in the microphone. Right in the microphone. You were right.
Yep, I thought that her mom had hired Yelena the whole time. I really did.
Yeah, you did. And sure enough, she follows and finds out, and I'm like, what? Yelena follows and finds out and stuff. So yeah, that's interesting. And then that leads to we'll get to that. We'll get to the end. So because that reveal comes at the end. So let me ask you this. What did you think about how things ended wrapping up to a certain degree with Echo? So
I still question whether Echo okay, so let's get into that. So we have the moment where Echo and Ronan come face to face. Oh shoot. Echo, stop. So I changed the wake word of Alexa, not thinking that we would have a character named as the new wake word.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, and of course, she's got to chime in. Oh my gosh. I can't win, can I?
Oh gosh, that's funny.
Anyway, so
let's talk about that character, Lopez. Let's say Lopez.
Well, you can say the character's name.
I can say Echo
because she won't hear you.
She won't hear me. But you say Lopez, and so that way it will keep it from happening.
So we get them meeting face to face, and of course she's wanting to kill him for revenge for him killing her father. And then we get the reveal. He reveals himself to her.
Right.
So my question is, because he says, all right, I want to show you who I am, but here's the deal. If you come after my family or my friends, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to take you out.
Go ahead, finish your thought.
Do you think that's enough to stop her? Because I don't think so.
Well, first off, I thought because when he went to the memorial, which that memorial evidently is located right where in the first Avengers movie, where they did the pan around all the different people, the circle. That's that location evidently.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that. That was a good moment too. I like that when he switches off his hearing aid and he's talking to Natasha. Not really talking to her, but
no, but like you would if you go to a tombstone or or something like that. Yeah, I totally accepted that. I thought for sure the way that conversation ended, he was going to be like, oh man, he's going to kill her. I thought for sure that's where we were headed, and I totally liked where he stopped, revealed who he was, and said, "You come after me, I am going to kill you." He gave that chance where Ronan never gave a chance.
Right.
It was said and done. And
but you got to remember that was during the 5 years of the blip, as they call it. I prefer to call it snap, but
Right.
Anyway, and he was in some dark times. He was
He's in a dark
essentially
place.
a different person. He was the Ronin, and
Had that
the
crazy
Ronin,
haircut.
yeah, and the Ronin, for all intents purposes, is a different character than Hawkeye is.
Right.
So he was a totally different person, in my opinion, anyway. So I totally get this. I think it makes total sense. I like the way he did it. I agree with you totally. Yeah, having him come back to her and giving her a second chance is awesome. I'm not satisfied that she is satisfied with that. You know what I mean? I think there
Well,
has to be more conflict.
yeah, but I think there was the how shall I say it? There was the moment where he revealed who hired him.
Yeah, right. Because
And I thought that
he
was good.
says to her, if you look
Right.
deep into yourself, you're going to see that we're the same. We are both weapons. We are both being used as weapons, which is true.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, I muted my microphone because I had to blow my nose. Sorry. That's on video and everything. By
Dude,
golly,
gross.
I know. Ew. I would say that, yeah, it gave down on cause, and I think that's why we're getting Echo. This moment, I think, is what we're going to see next week. Here's my prediction for next week with this: we're going to see Echo. We're going to see her break off from the organization, realizing that she was being used as a weapon, and then she becomes more, and that's why we're getting there. She's getting her own Disney Plus show.
Right. She is getting her own Disney Plus show. I think she's going to be a little more of a anti-hero type in her show. Probably more like the Punisher was. Because I can't see her as a full out hero. I just can't. I don't think she's there. Steven, are you there? I think Steven just froze up. Steven, are you there? Hello. Okay, well, it looks like Steven just left me alone by myself. Steven, if you can hear me, maybe try. Maybe I'll see if I can kick you out, and then add you back. You there? Hello. All right. So, Steven just left. Hopefully he'll be back here in just a couple minutes. If not, I may have to stop our stream and come back in. Oh, there you go.
Hey, that was my stream. My internet crashed.
Oh, bummer. Dude, you left me all alone.
I did. How did you do? How'd you do?
Okay, I guess.
Right.
I was just trying to get you back in, actually. So,
right.
I'll have to do a little editing on this episode before.
It's live. It's all good. We're fine.
Anyway.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, is your video working on video on my end? Your video is kind of quirky there too. So
I'm okay. I've got full bars right now. Of course, I'm the only one on the internet at my house at the moment. So
I gotcha.
I think I'm the only one on the internet right now. I think Brenda
Right.
just headed out to work, and I think Megan's still in bed. So,
all right, I'm going to test something real quick here. So yeah, we'll keep discussing and talking here. Yes, your video is doing just fine. It's just on my end. There it goes. It's back. Cool beans.
cool.
All right. So where were we? We were talking about Echo getting her own show. And
I said that I think she's going to be more of an anti-hero, probably
Agreed.
comparable to the likes of Punisher in her own show.
Oh, okay. I figure that first season will be her wrestling with what she was into what she is becoming.
Probably,
So,
yeah, you're probably right, and I think she'll be fairly brutal. I mean, as brutal as you're going to be able to, she's going to be able to be in a Disney Plus show, because
right.
I don't know if she's going to be able to quite go full out Punisher brutal, and
No,
like
right.
that one Punisher scene where he like takes everybody out in that hallway. Wow.
There's something about those Netflix MCU shows that hallways were big fight sequences.
You're right, because Daredevil had a few of those too.
They had a few good ones too, right?
They probably found a good hallway to film in, and they're like, "Hey, let's do another fight sequence.
Let's do another one, right?
Besides, it's cheaper. We don't have to find another place."
Right.
That's probably what the deal was.
Right. So I liked how Ronan at the whole fight sequence. This is the really good fight sequence, was where he took out each one of the tracksuit mafia, to come out, and I like,
Those guys crack me up, man.
Right.
So they were like, this is the episode where they're in the truck listening to music or something, and
they were doing the one Christmas song.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Dude, I can't even think of it. I can't even remember who did it. It's not Run DMC, was it? Anyway, it's popular Christmas song for whatever reason. I can't think of it. See, this is what happens when you get older.
Didn't they do a couple of them? Didn't they do like one Run DMC and then like Eminem, or I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. Anyway, the tracksuit guys were fun. They were fun bad guys, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they are.
And I like that about the show. So Ronan takes out all those guys, and then he as he takes them out, then it's the whole big fight sequence. It's the whole thing where he tells her, "Look, I got hired by Kaz." I think Kaz is working for the big reveal more so. I wondered, how shall I say, with Hawkeye saying, "Hey, we're just weapons. You and I are the same, and we're weapons being used and being manipulated," kind of a thing.
Right.
And and so she asked Kaz, "Why weren't you there with my dad? You got to think, he was number 2 under her dad." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because remember the previous episode where Hawkeye got into his truck and got his gun, his knife, but
I love that scene. That is such a great scene.
Yeah, but he even said,
"You looking for this? You looking for this?"
Right. He even said, "Your boss, who you've been working for, you've been part of this operation for a long time," and it makes you wonder if this whole time they were manipulating Echo, but really Kaz was the one who is in control, or who is really the big bad guy, I guess. So, excuse me.
Trust anyone. That's
right. That is so true.
Especially if you're in a criminal organization,
right?
You don't trust anyone. Period.
Everybody's selfish, right? Being a bad guy. Tips from Michael Shanks.
It's just years of comic book reading and movies, and yeah, I've learned you just don't trust the bad guys. Period.
Right.
Heck, sometimes you don't trust the good guys. They'll lie to you too.
Yep. So I thought that was good. That was a good reveal. And then I like how Hawkeye was hanging out with, what was his name again? I really like that character. He was kind of fun. He crashed at the
one guy, the LARPer who
Grill.
Yeah, who originally stole his costume, his Ronin costume.
Right.
For the live action role playing deal that they were doing, and yeah,
right.
I like that character. He's pretty funny.
Yeah, I did like how they brought up they've got new costumes, and that's where, with our pictures behind us, you're like, this whole season, I'm like, well, when does he get that new costume? I haven't seen him wear that costume. And like, oh, okay, the LARPers are, we talked about that last episode. We're like, oh, they're gonna make them new costumes, kind of a thing, and so I was kind of looking forward to that.
Well, and I like how he's got the purple, so it pays tribute to the original Hawkeye costume, but he's
Mhm.
not wearing the big ridiculous H on his head.
Right.
that is I hate to say it, but that's a terrible costume. It really is.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Right.
That's
Right.
where Green Arrow has him beat.
With the Robin Hood hat and the goatee.
Right. Yeah.
Agreed. So, all right. So they're at the apartment. We get the reveal about Kate Bishop. Yelena sends the text saying, "Hey, I just want to let you know it's your mom. Your mom hired me." And then she sends her this picture. And all right, Mike, I want you to reveal it. Here we go. Everybody, we are 41 minutes into the thing. So it is time, because we're going to take the rest of our time on this.
So a few weeks ago, I said that I thought, or I was predicting that none other than the Kingpin was going
Yes.
to be the big bad of this series. And
Yes, you
sure
did.
enough, that's what we got revealed in this episode.
Yep.
Kingpin shows, and it's the Kingpin from the
Netflix.
MCU. Yeah, Daredevil, Luke Cage, all of that. It is that same Kingpin, and he, Brian Ramsey just screamed in Kingpin. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, I was so excited that Kingpin showed up, and okay, spoiler for Spider-Man. So if you're listening and you have not watched Spider-Man, just either mute this or
don't say anything. Don't
okay.
say.
All right.
We got it. Plug into our Spider-Man episode.
I'm so excited.
So there's Brian Kingpin.
Oh, here's Brian. Yeah, Vincent
D'Onofrio.
Yeah,
he's an incredible actor. I'm so glad that they have that Kingpin, that they kept him over, because I thought he did fabulous in the Daredevil episodes. I'm like, this is an incredible Kingpin. I love this Kingpin that they brought out.
Oh, he is the perfect live action Kingpin. He is so good. I love him, and he did such a great job in the Netflix series, and I am so happy to have him over on the Disney Plus side.
Yes,
he absolutely is so good, and he's going to connect to so much.
Yep.
So because Kingpin is not just an enemy to. I mean, a lot of times Kingpin is a Spider-Man enemy. I think he's one of Spider-Man's biggest enemies. But yeah, he connects to other characters throughout the Marvel universe. So he's going to be that little linchpin,
Yeah, I always thought Kingpin is the linchpin.
That's right.
I always associated Kingpin with Daredevil. As the big bad guy. And that's because of the Netflix show, but also because the Ben Affleck Daredevil. He was the big bad guy.
That's the Daredevil we don't talk about.
Okay.
That's the Daredevil we don't mention. That is a bad movie. It really is. I like Ben Affleck. Actually, I like Ben Affleck as Batman too. I thought he was a good Batman. I know there's the Ben Affleck Batman fandom is very split. There's a lot of people who do not like Ben Affleck as Batman, but I'm a fan of the Batfleck. I like him.
Right.
But Daredevil, that was bad. That was just bad.
I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it. Everyone talks about how bad it is, and I thought, well, no, for someone who is not initiated into the Daredevil universe, I actually enjoyed it. Now, but the only reason I'm saying, and I also, who was it that played Kingpin? Michael Clark Duncan. Love that guy. Love that actor.
Wait, I had to I have to go
He
back
played
and look at
Kingpin,
that.
and I thought he did a fabulous job. Fabulous job. So he was the same actor that was in The Green Mile. He was did a
Okay.
fabulous job in that. He was also in there was a TV series he was in, and I think that was his last thing he had done before he had passed away.
Okay.
And oh man, I can't remember what that show was. It was really good in that one. So that's the round that I always thought Kingpin was in. And point being is I really enjoyed seeing it become as part of the Hawkeye series. And I really enjoyed it. Now, all we got was the picture of Kate's mom talking with Vincent D'Onofrio, Kingpin. And I was like, yeah.
That's all we needed. That's all we needed, man.
That's all we needed.
It was just that little picture that solidified my prediction that Kingpin was coming. So
yeah. Well, she's got the security company, and so I'm sure that's what he uses her for, or kind of a thing. Or
so now we will find out, or we should find out in the next episode, whether my prediction of her being second in command is correct. I think
she's second in command.
Yeah, I think she's the one who's just under Kingpin, and she's really running the whole operation, underneath Kingpin, of course. And I think Jack is trying to make his way up the ladder. He knows who she is, and he is trying to make his way up the ladder within that criminal
organization.
Right. At least that's my prediction. We'll see.
Okay.
I've had a decent track record this season.
This week.
This week.
Right.
Decent, not perfect, but decent.
Right.
So.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. All right, so the Kingpin reveal was great.
Oh my gosh.
Do you believe we'll have a good Kingpin presence in the next episode, or it's just revealed that that's who?
That's a good question. Right now it's hard to tell.
I hope so. I hope we get some interaction with him. It may not be much, but
yeah, I don't know if we'll see him like full out in the in the next episode, or if the reveal is more to bring him in more prevalent in season 2.
Are we getting a Hawkeye season 2?
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Hawkeye season 2. Why wouldn't there be?
I don't know.
I mean, you're going to introduce Kingpin, and what? You're going to have one episode to.
Well, I think they'll bring Kingpin back for Echo.
Probably, but like I said, Kingpin's going to be the linchpin throughout the Disney Plus, Marvel shows, I think.
And he was the linchpin for the Netflix MCU.
Right. So I think he's the same thing here.
Okay, so
I cannot see Hawkeye not getting a season 2. I have not seen anything official yet.
Do you think it's going to be Clint Barton, or is it going to be Kate Bishop? I say it's going to be Kate Bishop.
I think it's still going to be Clint. I think Kate's not ready yet. She's getting close, but she's not ready yet. I think we're going to have 3 seasons of Clint and Kate.
So kind of like a buddy cop series.
Yeah. That's my prediction. That's
how this is kind of played out. This season has.
Right. Yeah.
The whole buddy cop thing.
I do believe that he is training her up to take over as Hawkeye. I don't think at this moment that's actually his plan, but that is what it's developing into from what I'm seeing out of this season. And I think it'll span 3 seasons. And then I don't know where they'll go after that. Will Kate graduate to the movies, which I think she will eventually, or does Kate just spin off into a solo Hawkeye series just herself? But then again, does it work without Clint? Or does Clint just play a background role, kind of like his wife is currently playing? As I like to say, she's playing the Oracle to Hawkeye.
Yeah. As Oracle is to Batman.
Right. As Oracle is to Batman, she is to Hawkeye.
Yeah.
So will we see a shift?
Do you think she was like a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, or
Oh, I definitely think she was a Shield agent.
Okay.
Um, yeah, especially with her latest conversations and stuff.
Mm.
I think we're gonna get a reveal, if not in the next episode, in season 2. Then it will be revealed that she was a Shield agent, which I hated that series. I I I tried to watch that series so bad. I had friends who were like, "Oh, have you watched Shield?" No, I can't stand Shield. I hate it.
That's a whole nother podcast to talk
Oh,
about Shields.
yes.
And I enjoyed, just real quick, I enjoyed the first several seasons of it because I loved the whole interaction with Hydra and learning more about Hydra and stuff. But then it just kind of got,
Boring.
yeah, it did. I was
I'm
like,
sorry, government agents just do not. Yeah, unless they're busting aliens, and calling
right.
themselves MIBs. I'm sorry, I just don't have that much interest.
Okay. Okay. All right. So real quick. So we're talking about the end of, so spoilers if you're just now joining us for the live broadcast. We're having discussions in the big spoilers given in the if you're on the Facebook comment section, it's right there, big as day. So so next week, what are your predictions for next week then? How do you think this is going to wrap up? Now, obviously, we're going to get the big Christmas tree. They make a comment about seeing the. Remember when Yelena?
Oh yeah, Yelena's asking her right about the
We gotta
sites.
see the Christmas tree. I'm like, oh, there's foreshadowing because we've seen it in the trailers and we see it in our pictures that we have behind us. They're on the ice there at where the Christmas tree is
in New York City.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, so we're probably going to get a big battle. Oh, this next one's going to be action packed. For the lack of action in this one, we're going to make up for it in episode 6.
Yeah, it almost makes you think that episode 5 and 6 are really one big, thing.
I got a feeling we'll probably be able to, once this is all said and done, we'd probably be able to watch those two together, and it'll be a nice cohesive story between the two episodes.
Between the two,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're going to rewatch it, and you're rewatching it in episodes, I got a feeling 5 and 6 you would want to rewatch together.
Yeah, because we had the kind of fight sequence, but that seemed more like a Act 1, kind of like how Dune, the first act, and then it cuts right in the middle of the second act of the story. And I know you hated that.
Speaking of boring.
But I'm saying I think you're right that here, because it was like they were kind of recouping, getting their plan together, learning something, and then the episode ends. So
Right.
Yeah, what happens next? So it made me want to see it hurry up. If this was a binge thing, I would have already I already would have binged the last episode. I couldn't.
Well, I know you would have. Okay. I said that I liked this format for this series so far. But yeah, if this all would have been dropped, I would not have been able to stop at episode 5. I would have immediately had to go into episode 6.
It could have been 2:00 in the morning, and I've been like, no, I gotta find out. I gotta watch it. I gotta figure it out. So
that takes me all the way back to 24.
The show 24.
Yeah, with Kiefer Sutherland. So when 24 came out, I watched like half of season 1, okay? And then I started going back to school. So I couldn't catch, cuz I had classes on the nights. That was on Monday nights, I believe. I had classes on Monday nights, so I couldn't catch the Monday night episodes. I kept missing them. And so back then Brenda worked for Blockbuster, probably with you at that point.
Yep.
And she brought home season 1 for me.
Yeah. I was managing Blockbusters.
Or you know what? Maybe no, she didn't bring home season 1. I bought it for Christmas. Yeah.
Okay.
Because then I binged it over Christmas.
Oh, okay.
And I fell in love with the show. I loved it. I loved the format. It was different for everything that was happening on television at the time.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
really, I am going somewhere with this. This isn't a 24 episode, but
Right,
uh,
right, right. Okay.
so then when season 2 was released on DVD, that's what Brenda brought home from Blockbuster. So Brenda goes, "I brought you home a surprise." I was like, "Okay." She goes, "I got season 2 of 24." I'm like, "Yes, awesome."
Yeah.
And she goes, "I'm gonna watch it with you." I said, "Okay." She goes, "'Cause I don't get the fascination. I don't understand why you're binging this." Now she binges everything, by the way. But she's like, "I don't get it. I wanna see what you're seeing out of this." Okay, great. So we sat down, we watched episode 1 of season 2. And as soon as episode 1 finished, I clicked it and went, "Turn off, stop." And she goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "What do you mean? What do you mean, what am I doing? The episode's over." She goes, "Yeah, but I gotta find out what happens next." I go, "Now you get what I was going through." So, with that said, yes, between episode 5 and 6 of Hawkeye, I would have been the same way with this. Because like you said, I texted you right after we finished watching it, and I said, "I can't wait for episode 6. Oh, I can't
I
wait."
know.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
just gotta find out. So this will be a full week. This next week's a full week of all kinds of stuff happening.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we got episode 6, the season finale of Hawkeye.
Mhm.
We've got Matrix 4. Uh,
Yep.
what is it? Matrix Reloaded, I think it's called.
No, Resurrection. Matrix
Resurrection.
Resurrection.
Okay.
Mm,
Reloaded was one of them, wasn't it?
that's correct. Of the first original trilogy, yes, it was.
Okay. Okay. So we got
Mm.
Matrix
Yeah, which
Resurrection.
by the way, Keanu Reeves said it's not a reboot, it's a retelling. I thought, well, that's intriguing.
Interesting. Well,
Yes.
I haven't watched the third movie. I've
Right.
I've only watched the first 2, so
You could probably get away with figuring out someone who's done a synopsis of it.
yeah,
Kind of thing.
I think I'll watch a couple. I'll probably look up Emergency Awesome or something and
In
see.
their review of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
because
sure
that will get you,
he's done
because
something.
there's certain aspects that there are questions that they're gonna have to answer in Resurrections because, like, well, wait a minute, there's moments like that, not without trying to spoil anything. So,
Sure.
I'm looking forward to that. So, not only do we have Matrix Resurrections, but we also have I've been watching Wheel of Time.
Yeah,
And
I'm on I just finished episode 4 of that.
okay,
So
so, the last
and
episode is this week.
oh, okay, cool.
The last and how have you liked it so far?
I like it. It's been a good show. It's
It
been
is
interesting.
they've done well. They're different. I've read the first book and they're overall it is the first book, but they're throwing in um
From
their
other
other
books.
books, yeah.
Right.
Because there's a lot of stuff in there. I'm like, what is this all about? I don't remember any of this being in the first book, but I read the first book probably. Well, I listened to it on Audible. I have both the book and the Audible, so I was kind of doing both here and there. But then I just listened to the Audible, and the Audible's great. And all, hey Angie, good morning.
Andy.
And all, Angie says, hello, hey. Glad you're joining us. We're wrapping up our Hawkeye episode. Then we're gonna take a break. Then we're gonna move into Spider-Man. So, just saying.
Yes.
So I would. I've enjoyed it. I same thing again because we're talking about binge watching. If they had the last episode of Wheel of Time ready, I would have binged it too. It does lead in. You're like, oh, I gotta watch the last episode.
So I'm actually timing out Wheel of Time okay then because I'll be able to finish that up and watch it.
Yeah,
all
come
together,
Thursday night, 11 your time. It drops at it drops at
Oh, it looks
10
like Angie's
p.m. my
been
time.
watching Wheel of Time also.
No, I can't wait for episode 6. No.
Oh
she's
no, okay,
talking about
episode
this
6
one.
of Hawkeye. Oh,
Yeah, Angie,
she's caught up on Hawkeye then.
yeah, she is. So Angie, we right now we're actually talking about the whole thing about how finishing 5, we really wanted to finish. We wish 6 was available because neither one of us wanted to wait to watch for it.
Oh gosh,
And
so good.
yeah, it was really good. So So there's a lot we've got coming up. There's that. So there's a bunch there. And are we going to end up? Is our Spider-Man in? Yeah. Yes. Finally, Angie. Yes. Finally. Right. So I would say that. Are we going to do Spider-Man in 2 parts? Is that going to end up being 2 parts because there's so much in there?
Well, okay, so originally I wanted Theron on the Spider-Man episode. If you guys
Oh
have
yeah, because
listened,
he's big Spider-Man fan.
right, if you guys have listened to us in the past, you know our friend Theron. He's been on several episodes and he's a huge Spider-Man fan. That is, I think, his all-time favorite Marvel character. So I wanted to have him on, but unfortunately he couldn't get tickets for last night's showing. I barely got tickets for last night's showing.
Right. Same here.
I waited a little too long on that one, and my daughter was like, "I told you waited too long, Dad." But yeah, I should have listened to her. So he's not going to see it till tonight. So I thought what we would do is we will do an episode today. I was hoping Aaron might join us, but it looks like he may not. Because I actually ran into Aaron at the movie last night. Aaron was there with me.
That's awesome. Yeah, you posted it, or no, Brenda posted the picture.
Brenda posted the picture and tagged 2 Geeks and a Microphone in it. So
yeah,
you should be able to look that up and see us. But Aaron was so excited, and he's like, "Man, what time are you guys recording tomorrow?"
Right.
I said, "Well, we start at 8." And Angie saw the pic.
Yeah.
I said we start at 8.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll come back to that, Angie, in just a second. But anyway,
And
go
then
ahead.
I just told him a little bit ago, well, we're going to do Hawkeye first and give you a little time. If you want to join us for Spider-Man, message me. And so far I haven't heard from him. So he may be still in bed. I don't know. We do record early. So
we do. Angie says, but I have to say I called it with Fisk. Yeah. So did Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kingpin and stuff. So
it looks like Brian had called it too. So Brian's been chiming in a little bit, and yeah, I think he called it too. So
yeah,
I think it's safe to say we're all excited that Kingpin has showed up.
Yes, very excited. So I think next week is going to be just fabulous. Just for Hawkeye episode 6, I think is going to be a good finale. I think we're going to see a lot more trick arrows. We're going to see more trick arrows happening. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see how they're going to handle Yelena.
Oh, speaking of trick arrows, I love the arrow that goes through the windshield and then
delivers a message.
Delivers the message.
Right. Yeah. I'm surprised we didn't talk about that. Yep.
Yeah, I forgot all about it. That was an awesome trick arrow, by the way.
Yes. Yes, it was.
I totally agree, Angela. Well, I didn't. Okay, so Angela said she said either Fisk or Hydra, but I was leaning towards Fisk. I was leaning Fisk the entire way. I thought the whole time that it was going to be Kingpin. I never really thought Hydra was going to play into it. So, but I do totally agree with Kingpin.
Yep.
Yes, it was.
Arrows wants to learn the bow. Yeah, Angie. So yeah, Angie says the look on his face when he shot it through the window was hilarious. Yes, it was. By golly. Yes, it was. So, all right. Well, we are at the end of our episode 5 review. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll be busy next week. Now, to be fair, we are not going to go live on Christmas Day, right?
No. Christmas Day we will not go live. We will go live on the 26th instead.
On Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah. So just let everybody know we're that way everybody can enjoy the time with their family and stuff and all that. So,
and we've got plans for Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett. We just don't have everything solidified yet. So
yeah, it's exciting if you're able to do all that.
We may do Book of Boba Fett on the day of release. we'll see. We'll see what happens. I got to hear back from somebody before we make a final decision on that. So,
all right. Very cool. All right, everybody. Well, hey, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a part of this episode. Mike, any final thoughts about Hawkeye and stuff?
I can't wait for episode 6.
Right? Yes. Oh, that was the other thing. Angie, thank you so much. Yes. Are you doing are we going to do Witcher? I love The Witcher. I've seen all of first season. The new season dropped yesterday. I want to, but it's we'll see how Mike does because we have so much to watch. And actually I only have so much time. So I'm hoping to we may not do Witcher until it may be several weeks before we even get to Witcher. And I played the game a little bit too. What'd you say, Mike?
I said we'll have to look at our schedule on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So all right. All right. Well, Mike, that's our episode. Thank you. I'm going to pass it off to you and say, hey, everybody, sorry about me dropping out there for a little bit. My internet went crazy, but
no problem.
It's all good. All right, Mike. Well, I'll let you close this out for this episode.
All right. So with that said, well, first of all, if you are joining us for the first time, please visit us either on Facebook or at our website. Our website is 2geeksmike.com. That's 2G.
I'll put it up on the screen.
There you go. Steven will put it up on the screen.
Yeah, there it is.
2geeksmike.com. That is our hub to everything in the geekdom. Facebook page, Twitch page, YouTube page, our merch page. Steven's actually wearing our new t-shirt today.
Yeah,
we're going to do a t-shirt. Yep, it's got the small logo on the front, on the breast, and then large
on the back. Does it? Oh yeah, it does have it on the back.
It has the large logo on the back. I really like the new t-shirt. It's cool.
Yeah, me too.
You got the mug too, didn't you?
Oh yeah. So I have the new mug.
So we got new mugs.
Black.
With it's got a black background with our logo on it, logo on both sides of it.
Yep. It's white on the inside, and a little dusty in there. You see that?
So you can get to all that from our webpage.
Yep. And I'm pretty excited. We've got
he got the hoodie too.
And it doesn't. There's nothing on the front. It's just the
back. And you can pick different colors. Steven has a blue one. So
yeah, I got the blue. I like the blue.
I got the blue one too. I like the blue. That's my favorite color anyway. So, all right. With that said, I'll close this out. We'll take a short break and we'll come back for Spider-Man. So, over and out, and may the Force be with you. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,